Okay, picture this. It's 2020, you've saved up $10. Birthday money, chore money, doesn't matter. You walk into your favorite pizza place, slap that $10 bill on the counter, and you walk out with a whole beautiful cheesy pizza. Life is good. And now, fast forward to today. Same pizza place, same pizza, same hungry stomach. But now, that exact same pizza costs $17. You didn't do anything wrong. The pizza didn't get bigger. Nobody added extra toppings. And yet, your $10 doesn't cut it anymore. So, what happened? That, my friend, is inflation. And in the next few minutes, we are going to break it all down. No textbooks, no boring graphs, nobody understands. Just you, me, and a pizza. Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad you're here. Today we are tackling something that quietly affects your life every single day, and we're going to understand it so well you'll be able to explain it to your grandparents at dinner. So, what is money really? Before we talk about inflation, I have to tell you something a little wild about money itself. Money has no real value of its own. I know, hear me out. A $10 bill is just a piece of paper, mostly cotton and linen actually. You can't eat it, you can't build a house with it, a dog wouldn't even chew on it. So, why does everyone care about it so much? Because we all agreed to care about it. That's the whole secret. Money works because every single person, you, your parents, the pizza shop, the bank, the government, all decided together that this piece of paper represents a certain amount of value. Hundreds of years ago, people just traded directly. I have chickens, you have wheat. We swap. That's bartering. But what if I want your wheat and you don't want my chicken? Awkward? So humans invented money. Money as a middle layer, a token everyone accepts. And here's the key thing, the value of that token is not fixed. It can go up, it can go down. When your money loses value over time, that is inflation. Let's lock in the definition. Inflation is when prices go up over time, which means your money buys less than it used to. Think of it in this way. Imagine your money is a chocolate bar, and every single year, someone sneaks into your room and takes a tiny bite of it. The wrapper still says 100 grams. The size looks the same, but inside there's less and less chocolate. That's exactly what inflation does to money. The number on your dollar bill stays the same, but what it can actually buy keeps shrinking. Now, a little bit of inflation is actually normal. Economists even say it's healthy when prices rise slowly, around 2% a year. It means the economy is growing. But when inflation gets too big, too fast, that's when things go wrong. Now, let's actually look at it visually because numbers really hit different when you see them stacked up. 2020, $10, normal, that's our starting line. 2021, $12, a 20% jump in 1 year. The world is reopening after COVID and things are getting expensive fast. 2022, 13, supply chains are still broken from the pandemic. 2023, $15. Parents everywhere are feeling the pinch. 2024, 16. Prices are still climbing, just slower now because central banks stepped in. 2025, 17. Up $7 from where we started. Here's the scary stat. If you'd saved $100 in 2020 and just kept it under your mattress until today, that 100 would only buy about what $60 worth of stuff bought you back then. Your money lost 40% of its buying power just by sitting still. This is why your grandparents say things were cheaper when they were young. They are not exaggerating. Inflation always moves in one direction, and that is up. Now, the most interesting question, why does inflation happen? Three main reasons, three villains, each pushing prices up in a different way. Number one, too much money in circulation. Number two, supply chain breakdowns. And number three, the wage price spiral. Villain number one, too much money chasing the same amount of stuff. Imagine a tiny island, 10 pizzas available. The people on the island have $100 between them. Simple maths, 100 divided by 10 equals 10. Each pizza costs $10. Now a helicopter flies over and drops another $100 on the island. People now have $200 total. But how many pizzas are there? Still 10. What happens next is people start offering more money for those same pizzas. Pretty soon, each pizza cost $20. The pizzas didn't change. The only thing that changed was that there was more money floating around and more money chasing the same amount of stuff. That means each individual dollar is worth less. This is exactly what happened after 2020. Governments around the world pumped massive amounts of money into their economies to survive the pandemic. In the US alone, over $5 trillion. That money had to go somewhere. And when it started flowing into shops and restaurants and rent, prices took off. Reason 2, supply chain chaos. Think about what goes into a pizza: flour, tomato sauce, cheese, toppings, the box, the delivery driver. Each of those has its own journey from raw material to your dough. That journey is called supply chain. When any single link in that chain breaks, costs explode. Drought makes wheat expensive. A driver shortage makes delivery cost more. A war disrupts cooking oil supply. Each broken link gets passed straight down to you at the checkout. During COVID, almost every supply chain in the world broke at the same time. Factories shut, ships were stuck in ports, workers were sick, getting any product to any store cost a fortune. That's why between 2021 and 23, inflation didn't just hit one country, it happened almost everywhere on earth at the same time because the supply chains that broke were global. Villain number 3, the wage price spiral. When prices go up, workers say, "Hey, everything costs more, I need a pay rise." Fair enough, right? And often they get one. But here's the twist: when the pizza shop owner has to pay their staff more, they raise the price of pizza to cover it. So pizza goes up again. Then workers say, "Wait, everything still costs more. I need another pay rise." And the cycle keeps going. Wages push prices up, prices push wages up, around and around like two people pushing each other. This is one reason inflation can be so hard to stop once it gets rolling. It builds momentum, like a snowball getting bigger as it rolls downhill. So, who fights this thing? Meet the central bank. In the US, it's the Federal Reserve. In UK, the Bank of England. In Europe, the European Central Bank. In India, the Reserve Bank of India. Every major country has one, and their main job is keeping inflation low and stable. Their most powerful income, interest rates. Here's how it works in plain English. When inflation is out of control, the central bank raises interest rates. That makes borrowing money more expensive. Loans, mortgages, credit cards, all pricier. When the borrowing is expensive, people spend less. When people spend less, less money is chasing those pizzas. Prices stop climbing as fast. Think of it like a shower. The water's too hot, that's inflation. The central bank turns up the cold tap. That's raising interest rates. Water cools, inflation slows. But if they turn it too far, the water goes ice cold. That's a recession. People lose jobs, businesses fail. So central banks are walking a tightrope. So central banks are walking a tightrope. Every single rate decision they make affects every loan, every mortgage, and ultimately the price of your pizza. Here's something that might surprise you: inflation is not equally bad for everyone. Some people benefit from it, others get hammered. Winners, property owners, your house value rises with inflation. Anyone with a mortgage, you're paying back a loan with money that's worth less than when you borrowed it. That's actually a win for the borrower. Businesses that own land, equipment, or hard assets, those go up too. Losers, savers, money sitting in a low interest account quietly loses value every year. Pensioners on fixed income, if their check doesn't go up with inflation, they can suddenly afford a lot less. And low income families, when a pizza goes from $10 to $17, a wealthy family barely notices. This is why people sometimes call inflation a hidden tax on the poor. It quietly moves wealth from people who can't protect themselves to people who can. So, what can you do? You can't control the Federal Reserve. You can't control the Reserve Bank of India. You can't fix supply chains. So, what can you do actually? More than you'd think. 1. Invest, don't just save. Money sitting in a basic savings account earning 1% while inflation runs at 4%. You're losing 3% a year in real terms. Index funds and stocks have historically beaten inflation over the long run. 2. Track where prices are rising. Inflation hits unevenly. Tech gets cheaper, housing rises faster than average. Knowing the difference helps you plan smart. 3. Invest in your skills. Knowledge is inflation proof. Nobody can take what's in your head. A doctor, an engineer, and a great coder. Their value rises with inflation because they're always needed. 4. Talk about this stuff. Most adults never properly learn this. You're learning it as a kid. That's a real superpower. Alright, let's land the plane. Inflation is why your $10 pizza is now 17. It's caused by too much money chasing too few goods, by broken supply chains, and by wages and prices feeding on each other. It's managed by central banks using interest rates, and it affects different people in very, very different ways. The most important thing to remember, your money is never standing still, it's always moving, either gaining value through smart choices or losing it through inaction. Now you know, and knowing is half the battle. If this video helped you understand something nobody ever explained properly, smash that like button, share it with a friend, and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. I'll see you in the next video.